Hello everyone, Gracie here. So guys, today we're reviewing the exchange cx.io and we will study a topic like spot trading. Trading is quite simple. Super knowledge is not needed here. I'm the key today. What you need to know, I will emphasize. Show. You can use absolutely any exchange. I will use cx.io as an example. The very first thing you need to do is register via the link in the description, complete KYC. For verification, I recommend using a foreign passport or driver's license. Next, you need to top up your balance. There are quite a few ways to do this. The first option is to top up using your card. The second option is to transfer money from any exchange or any wallet to your account. So I won't spend time on that. Next, registered, logged in, added funds. You need the spot trading tab entered. Now choose a currency pair. This is extremely important. What do I recommend? I have already recorded for you about those, let's say, coins that the USA buys. And I strongly recommend these coins to you. Why? Because I do not believe that if they buy these coins, they buy them just like that. They purchase them for hundreds of millions of dollars, so I recommend you simply copy their trades. That is, you don't need any super knowledge here. We choose a currency pair. Such coins are Bitcoin, Ethereum, that is ADA and XRP. For example, I will now use Bitcoin. We chose the Bitcoin currency pair. Next, how to buy or sell. Before buying or selling anything, if you take Bitcoin, take it for the long term. Basically, you can take it as an investment and not sell it at all. Just every month for a small amount, say, uslovno. There, you can afford 100 bucks. Buy every month from your salary, 100 bucks of Bitcoin, and let it sit with earnings. Overall, in the long run, I think by 2030, it's entirely possible for the price to be $1 million. And it's not a joke, guys. That means it's fact. Why? Because now, if you watched my shorts on the channel, yes, you see that more and more countries are starting to buy up Bitcoin. Specifically countries in Vietnam. They even want to introduce crypto as a means of payment. In almost every country in the world, you can now pay for services, buy a house, sell a house, and so on with crypto. That is, the asset is very, let's say, valuable. It is much more valuable than the dollar. Therefore, in the long run, it's limited quantity, only 21 million, for those who don't know, will make this asset excel. In the short term, it's better to choose another asset. But in principle, the mechanics are absolutely the same. So guys, let's not even take Bitcoin. Let's take ADA. All right, ADA. Our ADA USDT. The previous review, when I did it for you, let me show it on the chart right now. We were buying approximately here. That is, those who already bought are, let's say, in a very good profit. That is, we bought at 62 cents and now it's around 70 cents. So how to analyze? Yes, here we chose a coin. Again, let's say ADA. We have in the top left corner, there's a concept called time frames. We always start with the larger ones and move to the smaller ones. So here's our coin. we can see what potential it has. In the short term, again, I'm talking about spot. Guys, the potential is $1.08. In the long term, more the potential of this asset is $2.77. As for me, even if you hold it for a year, again, those who bought with me at the bottom here, yes, I was filming earlier for 30 kopecks. You could have taken there for 35, even before this crazy growth. Those who, well, got in at the very bottom have already made 100%, and those who entered slightly higher, the same, they're also already in profit. Overall, you can earn quite, let's say, a decent amount of money over time. But again, the very first thing I want to say, guys, clearly choose your goal. First, Lisha. That is, this is short term, this is medium term. What are your goals? How long can you stay in the position? A month, a year, 2, 10 years? That is good assets, really good assets. Makes sense to hold directly a large amount of time. And even with a small amount of money, the potential, if you bought for 30 kopecks, yes, and sold conditionally at 276, you can calculate the potential. The potential is simply enormous. Over time, this asset you can earn much more than in any other business. If you don't want to hold it for that long, please. So short term, how do I measure it? So look, I don't take spikes, right? I don't measure exactly to the shadows, but specifically where the candle's body ends. So approximately here is where I would place the limit order. That is, if this is short term, then approximately 1.0777, like this. That is, here I would place a limit order if I had something to sell, right? Like if I bought and so on. If I have long term again, then I would place a limit order approximately here. Okay, we reviewed the monthly time frame. So we looked at the potential of this coin, and the potential is quite huge. Let me remind you that this asset is in the USA's portfolio. Next, we open the weekly. The same applies here. You can look at the short-term goals. That is 119. Yes, $1.19. And you can look at the long-term goals or medium-term, that is 292. Also quite splendid targets. Even if there you take from the current, nothing in this kind of over time you can earn quite well. After you have reviewed the weekly, let's open the daily. And here we look at the same, clearly set our goals. That is what we want. By the way, this candle, that's exactly, I think these two candlesticks are exactly where America was buying, right? And I think this was also America buying. Quite crazy volumes, just unrealistically huge. An ordinary person, well, let's say, cannot buy in such a way to make the chart shoot up just like that. And right now you can see, yes, our ADA is growing slowly. We're holding the position, just waiting for the money. Next, we examine the daily chart. Here it's all the same. That is, you mark and set goals for yourself. If you have some small targets, you can fix them here. Close your position. You can conditionally close your position here. 0, 97, 54. You can close your position here. 1, 130. You can hold on the daily chart. Yes, conditionally sell at 123. So it depends on your goals. Next, let's move to another time frame. The other one is hourly, 4 hour. On the 4-hour chart, we see a crazy impulse. In any case, there will be a rollback. That is, you can wait if someone hasn't bought yet or wants to buy. Wait. There will be a correction in any case. After any impulse, there is always a correction. It's inevitable, guys. It works. It always does. Wait for the correction and buy a little cheaper. Now, a very important point, guys. So, you've bought the coin. Mistakes that absolutely everyone makes. You bought a coin for $100, for example, right? Again, let's take an example. Let's take conditionally a week. You bought a coin, let's say here. Yes, at 0.3458. And what do most beginners do? Now you have a profit. Figuratively speaking, again, around 100%, a little less, not approximately 100%, right? And what do beginners do? They start buying back at a profit. This is a major mistake. Guys, under no circumstances do we rebuy the coin when it's up. We only rebuy the coin when it's down. That is, if the coin, for example, you bought it here, it dropped to such a level, you are at a loss. You can buy more if it dropped further. You can buy more again, and preferably buy either at a 1-to-2 ratio or more, but minimally it's 1-to-1. What does that mean? You bought for $100, minimally you redeemed for $100, better for 200, and constantly at a minus we repurchase. At a plus, guys, we do not repurchase. You move your entry point and your profit will be worse. Therefore, we repurchase only, I emphasize again, at a loss. And you should have a clear goal. That is, set a goal for yourself. Sit and wait. Under no circumstances, many people write to me, yes, in messages, saying that it gave a good profit. By the way, a friend of mine bought IMIX. There's also about 100% that he has already earned. Let's take a look. This is already IMIX. I recommended this coin. This coin was not bought by the US, but nonetheless, I know this project very well. The project is quite good, and he bought at the very bottom, or as I understand it, and now it's around 100% earned. Literally, I don't know, in 3 weeks. A good position, 100% in 3 weeks. Where else can you earn that much? Very good position. And here's the key point. A person often, out of ignorance, sees that they bought for $100. Now they see a $200 profit, starts buying back. And what are you doing by that? You are moving your point. It becomes higher, 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 higher. So initially, let's say, you bought, I'll give a rough example, at 0.35, let's say. Each time you buy back, when in the profit, your point shifts to a worse position. And if the amount is large, and you bought back a large sum, it can move up to, I don't know, 0.50, for example, right? And thus, you simply deprive yourself of profit. Therefore, in profit, guys, once again, don't buying back. IMIX also has a very large potential, quite a good asset. The nearest targets for us are week. Well, let's look at the week. The nearest short-term target is $2.08. This is the nearest one. Overall, in the medium term, one can consider around $3.40, and in the long term, around $4.18. But overall, I think this asset could easily be worth $10. Why? I won't spend time on that right now. Well, I can tell you. Knowing this project quite well, knowing it when it wasn't yet listed on any exchange, those who got into the ICO made colossal money on this project. they were buying it up. If I'm not mistaken, for 3 to 4 cents, you can check, there is such a platform called CoinList, and they sold for around $8 to $10. In other words, a person could make enormous money from $1,000, simply enormous, like $100,000, $200,000, depending on the selling price, just from $1,000. So if you have a small budget, don't be upset. Any of your $100, if it potentially gives 10 times, right? They can turn into $1,000, or maybe even 100 times. If it's 100 times, then you have 10,000 from 100. But choose the coins carefully. Those coins that bloggers often hype to you, they just sold them, right? Well, so to speak, they sold out, got advertising bought from them, and they're promoting, I don't know, some kind of a rapper that has no potential. Don't even consider them, guys. That is, someone just sold out for 3 rubles too, to sell you some nonsense. Choose assets that the United States buys. That is the best example. You might even skip IMIX, so the coins that are bought by the United States. Bitcoin, Ethereum, ADA, XRP. Please take them. This is the very best that I can recommend at the current, at the moment. In general, a strong request. If you're interested in the format of this video, if you want me to explain more in detail, like technical analysis basics or something else, make sure to write about it in the comments. Like and subscribe to the channel. In the description, subscribe to it as well. There's extremely important and useful information there. This was Gracie. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time, friends.